Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today I wanted to talk about burnout and ask the question that you all should maybe consider asking yourselves. What are you not saying no to? So by this I mean, what is being asked of you that you probably should be saying no to, that you're not? For fear of maybe angering the other person, or fear of loss of connection, fear of judgment, this desire to people please. Where does it all come from? And why can't you say no? Even when you're feeling completely overwhelmed and depleted, even when you know deep down that you should be saying no, you still find yourself saying yes. The reason we do this is kind of instinctual and often goes back to our childhood. As children, we rely solely on our parents to provide for all of our needs, including safety and connection. And if anything happens during our childhood where we question or fear that loss of connection, we'll often act inauthentically in order to maintain that connection. And in our child brain, we don't distinguish. We can't articulate what we're feeling often. We don't have the language for it. But we also, we haven't developed the brain development. So we're working on an instinctual, genetically biological, social biological need in order to stay connected to that source of safety, or in cases where it's unsafe, we're still going to say yes because that's the only connection we have. And so, if we start at a young age of not being able to act in an authentic way that feels right for us, if it means a loss of connection with our loved one or the fear of loss of connection, then we will seek that connection and we will not listen to our own voice. So then as we get into adulthood, that becomes harder and harder to do. And we'll find it sort of becoming a sort of pervasive theme in our lives, because, we're still seeking that connection with others, and we'll still sometimes turn ourselves inside out in order to achieve that connection or hold on to that connection. And this just leads us down a path of burnout, and it causes us to feel exhausted and depleted, and so then pile on the guilt and the shame because we're spreading ourselves so thin trying to please everyone that we end up pleasing no one, including ourselves. We're not able to act authentically from a place of fear. We're not able to meet other people's needs because we're saying yes to too many things, and it erodes our relationship, so it erodes that connection. So it just perpetuates this sort of cycle of that seeking connection, maybe feeling like failing that connection, and it gets exhausting, and it just really can erode our well-being. So if you feel this is an issue for you, another question to ask yourself is, what am I not saying yes to? So we can really examine what we're not saying no to often enough or wrong. That sort of includes the language of boundaries, self-love, and then we shift it, we've gotten some clarity around that, just the messaging that we have in our own brain, but where it originated from. Then we can shift to what should we be saying yes to more of. And so when we do that practice of exploration and the practice of self-love, it allows us to kind of play detective into some of the patterns of behavior in our lives that we get stuck in that, don't really give us the things that we need most, and that we don't have the language to express that. So many barriers sometimes getting what we need, but I really feel like healing those deep wounds, getting a better understanding of drives, behaviors, and thoughts, and moving from there, shifting into self-exploration. What do I want? What do I want more of? What do I need more of in my life in order to be happy? And how do I get that for myself? Because I deserve it. Because I'm worthy of it. And that comes from that full practice of, learning, growing, healing, and love we can incorporate into our lives. And so I invite you to consider those questions. What am I not saying no to? And then should I be saying yes more? Then from there, that will give you some clarity on where to begin the work, because that's the start. But it gives focus, it's an intention. I need more of my life, and I need less of this. How do I make that happen so that I find that nice, sweet, that little balance in my life? And that's achieved in many different ways. It's really aided by the beginning exploration. And so if you're dealing with those questions, or you've come up with answers to those questions, not sure how to implement them, then feel free to reach out to me. Let's chat. We can shed some on where to go here and I've begun your healing journey. And so I hope that that you get this turning and whatever, and also the possibility that is ways to do these things that always go years, and it doesn't all be painful. Exploration for ourselves can have some pain, some reality, because effort can also be huge of relief, hope, and a sense of grounds and being self, and just rip into our lives. So thank you for me today. I'll hop over to my do a little guided meditation, and so I hope you me there.